Hey, soul survivors, what is the reprobate mind? Are we the narcissist? I have a viewer who has says that she's lost two friends due to being too negative all the time. So we're going to talk about that. And I had asked her, she says she worries about her salvation. And I do, you mean salvation from God or salvation from the pain? And she responds, I'm starting to think that I might be a narcissist. I might have a reprobate mind. I'm trying to get in touch with my real self. So what exactly is a reprobate mind? Um, it's according to the way the definition is, a depraved, unprincipled, or wicked person and rejected by God and beyond hope of salvation. So this can get kind of deep if you're a religious person or wondering what's the purpose in life. And this lady, if I'm correct, which I'm 99% sure I didn't mix it up, that she struggles with borderline personality disorder and was diagnosed with that. So there's a crossover with some narcissistic tendencies if you have BPD, but also if you are going through CPTSD. There's some things that we need for ourselves. We're in this state of need because we've basically been starved for whether it's attention or the truth or whatever it is. So it's important to realize that, the negative talk, we give negative talk to our friends where we're like, this is stupid or it's not going to work. They try to, yeah, you can do this. And you're like, it's probably not going to work for me. That they're trying to build us up. And when we start being negative, they don't want to be in the negativity, and we have to realize we can't really blame them for that. There are times we need to go to our friends and tell them that we're sad, or how do I work through this, what do you think about that? But we have to do it in moderation. Things in moderation are okay, but when we overdo it, a lot of times in that trauma bond too, we just need somebody to listen to us, to validate our feelings. And if you're talking to the general public, they're not going to understand it. They're going to think, yeah, you are crazy, or why are you staying so long? That they don't quite understand it. So this lady is really trying to understand. She's been hurt. She's dealt with some narcissists, and, so she sees some things, and, to say, am I a reprobate person? That's pretty strong. And reading further into that definition is, you're just condemned by God. He basically curses you and you're just stuck to where you have no hope of salvation. And we have to realize that if we continue down the negative, we're not going to see the light. And whether it's spiritual or just uplifting your life, that we have to go down the right path. When we get stuck, we're in limbo. We want to go to the light, whether it's a happy life or a religious life, however you guys want to word it for your um, situation and beliefs. But when we go down the negative, it's going to give us a negative life. We're going to feel helpless. We're going to feel, condemned by God. So we're going to get angry at him, and we're not supposed to be angry at him. We're supposed to be thankful for what we have. So even if it's depleted, it doesn't mean that it's not going to still grow again. They have forest fires. The forest fires are nature or God's way of clearing things out to start new. And something that seems like such destruction is vital to the ecosystem. Destruction sometimes is vital. So these are learning lessons we're going through. And if you do struggle with mental illness, it is harder. There are portions of your brain that have been affected, but neuroplasticity will allow the brain to adjust. It will also allow some brain regrowth. So we have to remember that. Just like if you lost your sight, your hearing is going to get better. So we lost a part of ourselves with that narcissistic relationship or whatever the things that we struggle with, but we're going to flourish more in other aspects. So we have to look at what those aspects are. So are we the narcissist? Are we treating people right? Are we treating people right? And when you get depressed or have a mental illness, such as BPD, bipolar, whatever it is, you see things differently. And it's a struggle to see things because you get so caught up and the connections aren't quite right. So you have to kind of realize what things should happen and go along with, if somebody's telling you that their father died, even if you're like, well, this is stupid. Yeah, I'll sit and talk to you. But when you start doing it, it's like increasing your strength to do that, to connect with that, and also reflect on how would you feel in that situation. That, like with our friends, if it's just CPTSD that you're suffering from, how would we feel? We had a great friendship and now all of a sudden we're not talking to them because we're depressed. That we should make a little bit of time for them. They've been there for us and we don't know what they're going through. Reach out and say, hey, how are you doing? That we have to pull from our empathy even when we're depressed. And if we don't have empathy, to try to grasp how we feel and connect it to the other person. It's that connection. And when you have that connection, you have a fulfilled life. And, I get it. I've been mad at God. And, you live a good life when none of us are perfect, but you see other people who live crap lives and they seem to be flourishing. Like I had a miscarriage and I had this one lady, she went through 8 abortions. I think she had 3 kids, live births, but 8 abortions. And I want a kid. And I had several miscarriages. I do have a daughter, but I went through several miscarriages. So angry because I ate right. You see these people doing drugs and like heavy, hardcore, strung out, unable to function, and they have this perfect baby. Some do deal with, mental issues or fetal alcohol syndrome, things like that. But, some of the documentaries, I don't know what their future life looked like, but, sometimes they do turn out perfect. And, we have to realize that there's things in life that we're never going to understand what happened. It could be something as simple and unknown that if I did have that baby, let's say she was 1 year old and got sick, I had to take her to the doctor, we get hit by a car and we both die. That, he saved one of us, something like that. But there's a purpose in everybody's life. And we have to remember that we're put here for a reason. And that depends on your spirituality, but maybe it's just to even help others or experience our own life. I know I had one lady, she was upset about this guy she dated. She was kind of like the rebound girl, and he went back to the first person. And she's like, why does this happen to me? And we have to get out of the me situation. Sometimes maybe our purpose was to help the person we loved get back to what they needed. And that's hard if it's not us. But I give this lady credit that she's trying to understand. She's trying to get better. She's trying to connect. And she recognizes, it's too needy. A lot of times with borderline that you do become needy. Also with CPTSD, other emotional issues with different mental illnesses. But it's the negativity. So if you're needy and you want to go skiing, or you want to do this and you're needy, let's go to a concert, and I'm needy, let's go out to eat, and I'm needy, let's watch a movie. That's still needy. But if it's like, I'm needy, you suck as a friend, you won't be there for me, and I just need you here. It's a different way. We also have to accept other people's boundaries. That they're like, look, I hung out with you last weekend, I'll see you next month. This is just too much. I got kids at home, or whatever they tell us. But with a narcissist, it's so hard with all the lies. So are you lying? Are you lying? Are you future faking? Are you bailing on people? That it does sometimes become a survival technique when we're too depressed. We just want to sleep things off, but we have to realize our limitations and say, look, I really need some time. You're my best friend, or you're a great friend, but right now it's nothing against you. That we communicate the right way. Communication is key. And if you focus the right way, it'll change your life. It'll enlighten you. It'll bring the right kind of people and keep the right kind of people. So are you a narcissist? There are some tendencies that we all have. You do, for this lady, have borderline personality disorder, so you have some struggles. And a lot of times the narcissists, they clash. They're almost like a different flavor. It's a different um, manifestation. And, you do have needs, but we have to find a way to fill those needs in a different way. And once we release what is causing the pain, if we, let's say our father left us, that we have to work through it. Like as a child, I thought it was my fault. I thought it was because I didn't clean my room. Mom and dad always yelled because I didn't clean my room and mom was protecting me, but it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And release it. Even things that were your fault, we can't change it. Maybe make amends with the person, write them a note, say, look, I know I was shitty, but we can't expect a return. We can't expect them to respond to us. So sometimes just journaling, writing down your thoughts also can help you reflect on them, make it a little bit more clearer. Write down the things that are important to you, write down things that are good about you. Instead of focusing on the negative stuff, focus on the positive. And when those negative thoughts come into your head, you have to recognize where they're coming from. If you're like, I'm stupid and I'm fat, well, are you working out? Are you watching what you're eating? Because if you don't address it, you're going to get heavier. It's weird how it works. It's going to go down that negative side. Or if you're stupid, are you really stupid, or you just don't know how to, hook up a computer? So learn, or have somebody help you and learn from that. And negative self-talk will bring you down. Positive self-talk, we have the power of yet, where you can say, I can't roller skate. I can't roller skate. I suck. Or you can say, I can't roller skate yet. And when you use the word yet, it gives you hope. And hope is vital in life. So likes really help. Subscribers are always nice. Please share if there's somebody that this could help. And topic requests are welcome. You guys are wonderful people. And we do struggle sometimes, but none of us are damned. We're damned if we go down the negative trail. But we have a choice. We do have a choice, even if it's difficult. We have a choice. Should we get over our narcissist or stay on this negative path? We have a choice. Do we, accept a label if we're a narcissist? Whatever. We can, okay, let's say we are. We can keep going down that path, or we can say, no, I'm going to start treating people the right way. And when you treat people the right way, that's when life comes together and connections are made that way. You have to be vulnerable. You have to be honest. So even if it is just CPTSD with those narcissistic traits, don't just say, hey, I can't come. Let them know. That's when they're going to understand you. And that's when the true relationship starts. And that's hard to do. So it's a safe zone here. If you guys want to talk through chat, whatever, let me know your vulnerabilities. If you would like, I can help you through that. But if you keep enclosed, it's not addressing the issue at hand. And that's what has to be done to heal. See you soon.